Hi guys everywhere, I hope you all are feeling well. In this video, I will explain to you lesson 2.4. Lesson 2.4, we are talking about three types of questions. All of them will be factorizing. So I will ask you to factorize as you see three types. Okay, let me tell you first what are the three types. The first type is difference between two squares. For example, x squared minus 25. This is the first type, how to factorize this. The second type is difference or sum between two cubes. How to factorize this. The third type is factorized by grouping. If I'm giving you four terms, we will group each two to factorize them. Like for example this one. We will factorize by grouping and we will divide the polynomial in two groups to factorize. Okay, let me explain to you one by one. The first one here, x squared minus 25, this is difference between two squares. We can open two brackets and write the square root of each one. X squared is x multiplied by x, 25 is 5 multiplied by 5, and the signs to get negative, this will be positive and this is negative, or vice versa. You can change the order of the sign. This could be negative and this is positive. Okay, this is the first type. Let me practice with you the first type. X squared minus 25, this would be x minus 5, x plus 5. This is the difference between two squares. X squared minus 100, this could be x minus 10, x plus 10. When I told you that you can change the order, I mean you can write x plus 10 first, multiply x minus 10, because when we multiply we can change the order. So both of them are right. Okay, this is the first type, difference between two squares. We can practice different ideas. For example, x squared minus 36 is x minus 6 and x plus 6. If I added something to the first term, for example 25x squared minus 36, how to factorize this? It's the same, since you can factorize x squared to be x, and the coefficient here is 1, so it's 1 multiplied by 1. You can do the same here. 25 is 5 multiplied by 5. X squared is x multiplied by x, so this could be factorized to be 5x multiplied by 5x minus 6 plus 6. This is everything about the first group. Okay. The next group is sum and difference between two cubes. For example, here, sum or difference between two cubes. How to do this? Power 3, and this is a cube number. You can do the following. You will open two brackets. One of them is bigger than the first one. In the first bracket, put the cubic root of each term. So x power 3 is x multiplied by x multiplied by x. 125 is 5 multiplied by 5 multiplied by 5. You can use the calculator to find 125 on the calculator. You know the button square root. If you press shift square root, this will give you the cubic root of 125, which is 5. Okay, this sign is positive. So x plus 5 in the small bracket. What about the second bracket? To know the second bracket, the first one squared will be x squared. The second one squared will be 25. So you will write in the big bracket x squared, the first squared, and the second squared, as you see here. What about the middle term here? We need the third term, and you can get this by multiplying the first and the second terms to be 5x. Now the signs. The last one is always positive, but the second one here, it depends on the first sign. So if this is positive, this should be negative. If this is negative, this should be positive. Let me explain another one. X power 3 minus 27. This is difference between two cubes. So the cubes, we need two brackets. One is small and one is big. X power 3 is x power 3. 27 is 3 power 3. And this is negative. To find the big bracket, multiply the first by itself, it will be x squared. Multiply the second by itself, it will be positive 9. And multiply them together, x multiplies 3, it's 3x. The sign is always different than the first bracket, which gets its bracket from the question. What about this one? You can open two brackets, and this is x power 3, it means you write x here, and 125 you can write 5 here. But how about 8? Since you know that the cubic root of 8 is 2, so this could be 2x, because 2x multiply 2x multiply 2x, this will be x power 3 and 8. So it's 8x squared, 8x power 3, sorry. 125 will give you positive 5. Now the big bracket. Multiply the first by itself, which is 4x squared. Multiply the second by itself, which is 25. How about the middle one? Multiply them together. 2x multiply 5 is 10x. And the sign is different than the first bracket. So now we have difference between two squares. We have difference or sum between two cubes. Okay. The third group is factorized by grouping. Factorized by grouping, I will show you now another example of questions. The third type is factorized by grouping. I will divide the polynomial in two groups. This is the first group, and try to find the common factor in the first group. And this is the second group, try also to find the common factor between them. What is the common factor in the first group? This can be divisible by 2. Both of them are divisible by 2. And also we can take x from both of them. So the first group here, as you see, we can take 2 from both of them. We can take x from both of them. And this will give you inside x power 2 as a remainder. And since you took all of this outside, you will leave 1 inside. What about this one? You can take 3 as a common factor. This will leave you x squared in the first term and plus 1 in the second term. In the next step, you can notice that we have the same brackets. Take the same bracket as a common factor and open another bracket and write what's outside the two brackets to be 2x plus 3. If you got confused about the first step here, it means you don't remember what you studied maybe a few years ago. So let me explain and show you something. If we have 5x plus 20, what is the common factor here? Can we divide both of them by the same thing? We can divide them by 5. So we can take 5 as a common factor, leaving inside x plus 4. If we have x power 3 plus 2x power 2, what can we take from both of them? We can take x from both of them, but when we take x from both of them, this will be x power 2, because x power 3, it has 3 x's, 1 outside and 2 inside. And when we take one of them, this will leave you 2 with one of the 2 x's, 1 inside and 1 outside, because this is x squared. but you didn't factorize completely. I need you to take the highest common factor. So both of them can give you x squared outside, and this is the highest possible common factor. When you take x squared from this will leave you x. When you take x squared from this will leave you 2. You can check your answer by multiplying this. X squared multiply x, it's x power 3. X squared multiplied by 2, it's 2x squared. This is what should we do in the first step. When we divide them, we will have two groups of binomial expressions we can factorize. Okay, try now to take some examples. For example, number 23 here. You can divide them into groups. The first group, you can take x power 3 from both of them, leaving inside 2x minus. You took all of this outside, you will leave 1 inside. X power 3 is all outside. So x power 3 divided x power 3, this will leave you 1 inside. And it's negative because this sign is negative. Then plus, because this is plus. 6x minus 3, what's the common factor between them? You can divide them by 3, leaving inside 2x also minus 1. Now you have the same bracket, 2x minus 1 in the first bracket, and the second bracket x power 3 plus 3. Can you go further and factorize one of them? No. So this is the completely factorized form of the question. We may take a different one with different sign. For example, number 24. T power 3 minus 2t squared minus 9t plus 18. The difference here, when you take the two groups, one of them will start with the negative sign. Okay, t power 3 minus 2t squared. In the first one, take t squared as a common factor, leaving t minus 2 inside. You can say that we will take 9 as a common factor, we can divide both of them by 9, but take care, you need to take this sign also with you, so it's negative 9. Now we have t minus 2 in the bracket. If you didn't take this by the sign, this will be positive 2 and you will have different brackets. So take care about the signs. Now we have the same brackets, t minus 2. Now write what's outside, t squared minus 9. So now you factorize this, but look for a moment, this cannot be factored anymore. What about this one? So leave the first one, and the second one here can be factored as t minus 3, t plus 3, because this is difference between two squares. Do you remember? So this is everything about factorized by grouping. But I have a different idea about one of the questions, and we will discuss this in number 21. In number 21, you can see that we can take f power 2 as a common factor, leaving f plus 4 in the first group. Now, about this one, you will see that this is f plus 4, and you can see that it's the same as the common factor. Now you can consider this the same as this one. Now you can take f plus 4 as a common factor and write f squared from this, and when you take all of this as a common factor, you will leave 1 here. That's it. Thank you, and I hope you understood. If you have a question, you can ask me in the class.